1 Samuel 13. Saul was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned over Israel 42 years. Saul chose for himself 3,000 men of Israel, of which 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash and in the Mount of Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. He sent the rest of the people to their own tents. Jonathan struck the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it. Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, "Let the Hebrews hear." All Israel heard that Saul had struck the garrison of the Philistines, and also that Israel was considered an abomination to the Philistines. The people were gathered together after Saul to Gilgal. The Philistines assembled themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots, 6,000 horsemen, and people as the sand which is on the seashore in multitude. They came up and encamped in Michmash, eastward of Beth-aven. When the men of Israel saw that they were in trouble, for the people were distressed, then the people hid themselves in caves, in thickets, in rocks, in tombs, and in pits. Now some of the Hebrews had gone over the Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead, but as for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. He stayed 7 days, according to the time set by Samuel, but Samuel didn't come to Gilgal, and the people were scattering from him. Saul said, "Bring the burnt offering to me here, and the peace offerings." He offered the burnt offering. It came to pass that as soon as he had finished offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him. Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul said, "Because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that you didn't come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines assembled themselves together at Michmash, therefore I said, now the Philistines will come down on me to Gilgal, and I haven't entreated the favor of Yahweh. I forced myself therefore, and offered the burnt offering." Samuel said to Saul, "You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of Yahweh your God, which he commanded you, for now Yahweh would have established your kingdom on Israel forever. But now your kingdom will not continue. Yahweh has sought for himself a man after his own heart, and Yahweh has appointed him to be prince over his people, because you have not kept that which Yahweh commanded you." Samuel arose, and went from Gilgal to Gibeah of Benjamin. Saul counted the people who were present with him, about 600 men. Saul, and Jonathan his son, and the people who were present with them, stayed in Gibeah of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. The raiders came out of the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned to the way that leads to Ophrah, to the land of Sheol, another company turned the way to Beth-horon, and another company turned the way of the border that looks down on the valley of Zeboim toward the wilderness. Now there was no blacksmith found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, "Lest the Hebrews make themselves swords or spears." But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines, each man to sharpen his own plowshare, mattock, axe, and sickle. The price was 1 payim each to sharpen mattocks, plowshares, pitchforks, axes, and goads. So it came to pass in the day of battle that neither sword nor spear was found in the hand of any of the people who were with Saul and Jonathan, but Saul and Jonathan his son had them. The garrison of the Philistines went out to the pass of Michmash.
Saul was 30 when he took the throne, reigning strong over Israel for 42 years. He rallied 3,000 men, the heart of the land. Jonathan and Gibeah, their courage was grand. Troubles brewing, Philistines drew near. Saul blew the trumpet, let the people hear. When the fighters rise up, shadows loom the night. Faith in our hearts will stand, together we shine the fight. People were hiding, fear gripped their souls. In caves and in thickets, the world's hope to be found. Saul stayed in Gilgal, his faith tried and true, waiting for Samuel, his heartbreak breaking through. Days turned to nights, desperation began. Offering Mayday was hoping for a plan. Oh, the fighters rise up, shadows loom in the night. Faith in our hearts hearts will stand. Together we shine the fight. Yahweh seeks a heart true and pure. In struggle we find what we're fighting for. Kingdoms may crumble, hope will remain. Together we rise, we break every chain. When the fighters rise, shadows loom in the night. Faith in our hearts will stand. Together we shine the fight.
Saul was 30 years old. On the throne he stood tall, reigning over Israel in the hands of the Almighty's call. 3,000 strong he gathered for a fight. In Mishmash and Bethel they prepared for the night. Trouble arose, the Philistines came near. With chariots and horsemen they filled us with fear. Come gather, Hebrews, hear the trumpet sound. Saul strength in the battle, let our voices resound. All of Israel, we walk hand in hand, together united in this promised land. Jonathan struck the garrison, a bold move at dawn. The Spirit of the Lord, a new day was born. But Saul felt a tremble as doubt took its hold. The way for Samuel, so disheartened and cold, he offered the burn, called upon the sky, but the blessings of God slipped right on by. Come gather, Hebrews, hear the trumpet sound. Saul strength in the battle, let our voice become the sound. All of Israel, we walk hand in hand, together unite in this song. For man after God's heart shall his ways. Hold on to your faith, don't let it sway. Come gather, Hebrews, take the trumpets but sounds. Hold strength in the battle, let our voices resound. All of Israel, we walk hand in hand, together tonight in this promised land.
Like, share, subscribe now.